Alright, welcome back guys. So in the last video we just got ourselves the GraphQL module for NestJS hooked up and everything is working fine. I'm going to make one small change to the nodemon.json. We're going to change the extension that we're checking to just everything so that it's not just the TypeScript files that is going to trigger a restart on our server, it's also going to be our GraphQL files. Alright, and with that out of the way, let's start the server. Yarn start dev. Let's make sure that we have the correct endpoint up and running. And this should refresh when the server's up. Or not, we'll just manually refresh. Oh, this is the wrong port, sorry. Port 4000. There we go. Okay, so I was experimenting with the ideas earlier, so before we get there, let's actually add some types. So right now, we just have a type for a user. We actually need to expand this because a user has more information than just the ID and username. And I'm gonna take a look at the response object. This is what we have coming back from our service, and we're gonna copy and paste this really quick and comment this up. So we have ID, username, created, and bookmarks. We're not gonna return the token for sanity because we don't want anyone to query the token. So let's change this to ID. The ID is going to be what GraphQL uses to requery, and if it's already being displayed, it's going to cache it so we don't have to make extra requests. So we have created, which is going to be a string for now. And we have bookmarks, which is going to be idea. It's going to be an array of ideas. I think that's what I want. This is going to actually crash the server, so I'm going to close it. So before we see ID, username created, bookmarks. Alright, before we move on, we actually need to define the type for idea, and I'm going to do that inside of idea, and might as well do the comments too as well. So let's make those files. Source idea.graphql, source comment.graphql. Alright, so we're gonna basically do the same thing. I'm gonna open up the response object, copy and paste this for reference. And for idea, we want type idea. It's gonna have an ID of type ID. Updated. It's gonna be a string for now. Later on, we're gonna add in a date type, but right now GraphQL doesn't support date types natively, so we have to do a little bit of extra magic to get that to work. So let's see, the idea is going to be a string, description is going to be a string, author is going to be a user, upvotes is going to be an int. Okay. Let's see, I didn't go over the exclamation point, the bang sign. It basically means that it's required in the response object, and if it's optional, when it's being queried from GraphQL, it's just going to send back no when these things are being queried. So let's see, upvotes, downvotes is also an int, and it's optional here because of the question mark, but I believe I'm gonna leave it optional for now. And I think that's all we need to get going. And then also for comments, type comments. I believe comments is actually a pretty straightforward data type. So created is a string, and comments is a string. And I think that's it. We do have a reference to the author and also the idea that it belongs to, but I don't want to enable those two just because it'll create a circular dependency. So if you go all the way down into comments, you can get the user again, which by GraphQL you can also get back down to the comment level, and it's just gonna be a little annoying and nasty. So I think that's all we need to do to get the users going. So let's do that. And let's check our resolvers. So we have the query users, and the function has to match the same name. If it doesn't, you could just add the query name up here. And let's actually check the user module. I'm going to close these folders because these modules are getting actually pretty big. But let's see. So we have the resolver. It's in this module, so it has access to the service, which is what I want. And we're going to add that as a dependency. So constructor private user service of type user service. And we're just going to return all the users. So this dot user service dot show all. And hopefully everything is gonna be loaded correctly. Okay, let's see. After the server is up, we can check. And check. Alright, so just go users. And I'm just do ID for now. And there's all of our users. So let's get the username as well. We have Palma, Braxton, Michelle, Eden. Okay. And then now we can get the idea. Oh, it's not here. Wait, that's not right. User response objects. Huh. That's odd. I will go check that in a bit. Service relations ideas. You should be able to return the ideas. So I'm gonna return ideas. Idea. Alright. Let's see if that works. Ideas. And ideas has an ID and idea. Is it running? Cool. So send. There we go. So Palma has Craigslist for limousine sellers, and a sticker app for organizing meetups, and all of these others. Okay. And then we can get more data, of course. So we can also change this to bookmarks, because that was another query inside of users. And so far, these users haven't bookmarked any ideas. Okay, cool. Now, if you remember the show all service could take a page number, and we're gonna do that too. But let's see, page is gonna be an int, but we're gonna leave off the exclamation point so that this parameter is optional. And Likewise, there we go. It should return the same thing without any errors. But if we want to get the page number, we should do page, and I'll do page 1. Ah. Okay. Now we should actually take account to this. So in our resolver, we're going to take in the args of page under the name of page of type number. Also make sure to import args and set it in. There we go. One more. Yep. Okay, so page 1. Page 2 should have a different result, which is nothing. Okay, so I don't have enough users. That's fine. And of course, it's optional. It's an optional argument, so we don't have to have the parameters. And we get everything. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna do the same basic idea to ideas as well. And I need another terminal. So touch source idea.resolver.ts. I believe that's in the right place. Cool. This is going to be a resolver from GraphQL. Export class idea resolver, and then make sure to import it in our providers. Okay, cool. So in here, same idea. So constructor, we're gonna get the idea the service as a dependency, and we're gonna do the show all for this. So at query, what's this called? Oh, I didn't make it. Okay, so in your GraphQL file, you also need to make the type query, and the query name is going to be ideas here, which will return an array of ideas. And that might fail because, okay, guess not. So let's just do the thing. So this dot idea service dot show all, and we get args of page. Page is a number. We can also get the args of newest, which is a boolean. And if you remember, that's how we implemented the show all. It's taking in 2 optional parameters, page and newest, which we could send here. So newest, save, and also make sure that the ideas query takes in those arguments. So page is an int, and newest is a boolean. And both of them are optional, so remember to leave off the exclamation point. And now we could check for ideas. Ideas is gonna have idea, not bookmarks, but it does have an author, which you can get the user. And a user has a username, so I'm just gonna do that. Send ideas is null. Why is it null? Oh, I'm not returning it. Okay. That should do it. Boop, boop. There we go. Now we're getting all the data. So ideas with the ID, as well as the idea, and then the author with the username. So that's how we're getting it. And of course, we could check the parameters. We're just going to do newest is true. and this should sort by the newest stuff first. We can all just do page 2. And of course, they don't have to be in the same order, so you can just do whatever. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is comments, but not exactly the comments by ID. I want to do these two, the show comments by idea as well as show comments by user. And I actually want to embed this into the the idea and user type instead of having this separate, if that makes any sense. So to do that, we actually want the comment service in both the user and idea module, which is kind of annoying because the comment service needs all 3 entities, and comment service goes in the provider, and you're going to do the same thing in the user module. So idea, entity, and comment entity, and also the comment mod. No, not the module. Service. Okay, let's get rid of this really quick, and let's add comments into here. So I'm gonna do comments here. There's gonna be an array of comments, and let's see. No, that should be fine. So for the user, instead of a query, we're actually going to use a different decorator called resolve property. And let's see, I can use the same name here. No, comments. There, thank you. We also may have to make sure that we're adding the comment service as a dependency. So private comment service of type comment service, and this will be return this dot comment service dot show by user, and it needs the ID of the user. But this field is going to be called when users is called. So instead of args, we're going to use parent, which we also need to import. And I just called it user. And we're just going to destructure the ID from user. Make sure that everything looks good. Also save the schema, and let's check it out. So I'll get rid of this, change this to users. Users don't have these fields, but it does have comments, and these should be null, so I'm just going to do ID. I don't think any user has commented yet. Oh, right. Page 1. There we go. So, yeah, all the comments are empty arrays, but this comment is working correctly because it's using the resolve property method to get the comments inside of each user. There is one quirk that our logs are saying undefined, undefined. That's because in the logger, the resolve property method doesn't actually go through the correct CTX or context.get info. It just doesn't work exactly the way I want it to, but I'm a little lazy, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. So yeah, now we just need to add comments to the idea resolver. So let's close some of these files. All right. So comments is going to be comment here, and in here we're going to do the exact same thing. Resolve property comments, return this dot right private comment service dot show by idea ID, which comes from the parent, and the parent is the idea, and then we can destructure ID from idea. Okay. Now to test out this query, so idea, and the field ID exists on everything, so that should work fine. Oh, right. Ideas. S. There. There we go. So the comments are showing up just the way we want to. And of course, we get really deep into, or we can have a really deep query like this. Users, ideas. 1 second. Get rid of this. ID. Just do idea. Comments. ID. And this is the the benefit of GraphQL is that you could get, instead of doing a REST API, you can get all the data associated in the structure that you want. So you have users, which is an array of users, and inside of each user you have the ID, the username, and then the array of ideas. And inside of the ideas you have the idea as well as the comments. Yep, that is quite a lot. It's pretty deep. All right. So that is the basics of GraphQL. In the next video, we're gonna do the other query of getting the specific idea or user, which is basically gonna be the same pattern. But then after that, we're gonna start doing the post and put and delete requests, which in GraphQL is called a mutation. Okay, I'll see you guys.